What is going on, guys? My name is Drakesy and welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Today's video is going to be a combined 11, a fantasy 11 of Manchester United and Liverpool players in one team to get the best squad we can do overall. So if you like the sound of that, you know, subscribers, come on, get subscribing, and also like the video so I can know to potentially do future content similar to this. So yeah, get showing your love for the video and we'll get started, and also let me know your teams in the comments below. But starting off this team, we're going to go with a little man known as Mr. David De Gea in net. Now, people might argue this. Alisson, he's a decent keeper. He's having a very good season. He had a decent season last season, maybe a couple of mistakes in there. But for me, I'm a Manchester United fan. I think overall the best quality keeper is David De Gea. He's like we said, form-wise, maybe, you know, you would lean towards Alisson, but overall quality of a player that we have definitely seen over a longer period of time in the Premier League, in the Champions League, David De Gea hits that every single time. The saves he's made, Big Dave does the saves. That's what we know. It's complete. Like I said, I didn't even mention the formation. You'll see it there. That's 4-3-3, the formation we're running today. But Big Dave is definitely in net for me. The best keeper in the world. On form, maybe not, but I'm sure we're going to be seeing a little better form out of him once that defence in front of him gets a bit more solid. And like I said, Spain are not the best team at the moment. Like we said, an ageing defence for them as well. He's not really got the best kind of means to show it, as a defence is more than just a goalkeeper. That's what people forget sometimes. When we need him though, he's been there recently, so fingers crossed it carries on. For me, I'm going Big Dave in net. Next, we're going to jump up to the left back from there. So the left back, I would love to put Brandon Williams. But if we're going to say that the guy's young, he's growing, let's be realistic. Liverpool have one of the best fullbacks at left back in the world right now, and that is Robertson. So you know what? I'll bow my head, I'll give it to him. Robertson takes the spot at left back. The stuff this guy's been doing, like we said now, he was at Hull. And who'd heard of him at Hull? And then he came to Liverpool, and like I said, the main thing for Liverpool is that managerial style from Klopp that has evolved these players that you would have never thought could become these absolute world beaters. But I'm going to go Robertson in net. So Robertson takes the spot at left back. Moving across from there, we're going to go somebody he knows very familiar, and that's going to be Virgil van Dijk. This guy, you know, he's third best in the world, like we said. Lionel Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo and Virgil van Dijk, all three players that were the last finalists for the Ballon d'Or this year. Obviously Messi won it, but the guy had a fantastic year last year. I'm sure he's going to have an even better year at the Euros this time round with Netherlands. Looking like he's going to be fantastic there as well. But we've seen it for Liverpool. They won the Champions League last year. They were rivaling City, and they look like they're going to smash City this year in the Premier League. But like I said, last year, very good season. We all saw the start, you know, we don't have to go on about it, about, you know, somebody not dribbling round him, but I'm pretty sure, was it Martial or Rashford? I'm pretty sure somebody was from United was the first player to stump that stat, but I'm not too sure on that one. I'm going to leave that, but like we said, being a bit biased, but like we said though, let's not take away from the fact that Virgil van Dijk is a fantastic player, a great defender. I'm a sucker for a defender. I love a good defender, and this guy is the prime example. It kills me that we didn't get him, you know, when he was at a smaller team like Southampton, but we all know that's breeding ground for Liverpool, so there's no chance. If it's a player at Southampton, you might as well cross your name off if Liverpool want him. Moving on from there, we have got one of our defenders, finally. I think personally, there could be a case, like I said, for a few other players, but for me so far, it is going to be Maguire. So if you guys don't know, I'm pretty sure you do, but Ashley Young has recently departed from Manchester United to Inter Milan as of making this video, and Harry Maguire looks to be the player to step up in that position as captain. So it would be really good to see this guy step up, hopefully start to kind of show the potential before we signed him, what we were seeing at Leicester. Now, he's not really had a bad game, but he's not really kicked on as the solid defender we were expecting. But once again, our defence is kind of shaky. It takes a bit of time to kind of solidify that defence unless you have a defensive manager, somebody like Jose Mourinho, and we've even seen Tottenham this season struggling under Jose Mourinho. So it's never never certain, but I wouldn't say Ole Gunnar so much is a defensive-minded manager to kind of get that defensive solidity sorted. So, like we said, we have kind of seen it slack a bit at times this year. But so far, like I said, he's not really had a bad game. 1 or 2 blunders, but nothing that you wouldn't expect from a player who's playing for a top team. But yeah, Harry Maguire, a great player, and going to be showing it very soon in the future when he becomes Manchester United captain 6 months into being at the team. Still scares me, that. Still scares me. Moving on from there, we have the best defender in Europe, the right back, the king, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, the king of the sliding tackle. Honestly, this guy is just incredible. The defensive side of this man's work, I'm not even mentioning Trent. This is how incredible it is. Personally, for me, it is Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Shoot me, but I like my defenders to defend. I don't know. Like we said, I think Trent Alexander-Arnold, just a quick one, is a great player, but there is talks about him shifting further up the pitch, potentially to a midfielder role, because he is that kind of player. He doesn't really do the defensive side too well, but that attacking style, he's got that on point. So for me, I don't really see him as a fullback, even though he plays there for the time being, but Aaron Wan-Bissaka is fullback every day of the week, you know, cashing in the checks. That man is a right back at heart. Fantastic player. For me, one of, if not, I'll say it, he's the best fullback in Europe on the right hand side that I have seen. Like defensively, hands down. Needs to work on his attacking side, but if you want your defenders to defend, this is the man. Honestly, I don't want to speak any more about it, but like I said, Aaron Wan-Bissaka for me, yeah, that's who it is. Moving up from there, we're going to go to the CDM of the team, the kind of centre defensive midfielder, as you would, and that is going to be Fabinho. Now, Fabinho, Liverpool player, fantastic player at Monaco, I believe he was at before as well. He's a quality player for Brazil. What more can you say? I've seen him play when Liverpool didn't have him. They were like kind of a decent team, but when he joined the team, when he kind of got his pace going, managed to fit into that team, he really did change the structure to the starting lineup of Liverpool. He has really, honestly, made them a very solid team overall. He's been I didn't think he was going to make it. I thought he was going to be a flop when he was out for a while and Klopp didn't integrate him. But when he started to come into the team, started to come into his own, and he's still got much more time to grow, as he is quite a young player from what I understand, about 24, 25 maybe. But yeah, like I said, really quality player, centre defensive midfielder. He's a very solid player there. You know, he's a great player, probably the best overall from both teams, and that's why he's in the team. Now, a man that we've not seen it too much from this year, but we all know his quality, it's Paul Pogba. There may be a few people getting enraged at this point, but if you're gonna go midfielders, this guy box to box when he's on his game. He won France the World Cup. And I don't care whoever's saying, you know, in that final, he absolutely dominated in that final. He had a fantastic World Cup over that period as well. On top of that, last season he was scoring penalties for fun, he was leading the line, a great player, vocalising on the pitch, but he wanted that move. That move broke down, and like we said, things kind of got a bit at Manchester United over the summer, thinking he was going to leave. We're not too sure where they stand at the moment. His agent is an absolute pain in the bum, to say the least. And yeah, we're not too sure whether he's injured, whether he really is injured, whether he's not, whether he's doing basketball, dancing at weddings. It's all a bit of a mucky water situation with him, but if we push that all aside and we look at the player that was at Juventus, we look at the player that came through the youth academy, the player that developed, like I said, we've even seen some good seasons, it's just not been consistent seasons one after the other, but the guy is an absolute maestro in the midfield of that pitch, an absolute playmaker, box to box, he is what you need. He was even shoehorned more defensive, like more centre defensive mid under Jose Mourinho, and he still was doing these incredible things. So for me, like I said, I'm sure we all know he's world class. It's just a shame we're not seeing it. If it's not going to work, hopefully we can kind of see a bit of form from him and move him on if that is what he wants. But like I said, overall, Paul Pogba is a very good player indeed and has to go in this team. Now, from one that people weren't too sure about as well, we're going to go to another one, and that is Scott McTominay. Now, some people are going to be absolutely enraged by this, but that just makes me more excited to put him in, honestly. Scott McTominay, a fantastic player. He is a youth academy product, but at the beginning of the season, I'm going to say I was one of his doubters, but since we've lost him in the centre of the park, since his injury, we've missed him so much. Honestly, it's ridiculous how much we've missed him in the centre of the park. Now, I know our midfield is completely weak. I know there's other players that I could have put in. Players like Wijnaldum, I think is how you would say his name. I think there's Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain from Liverpool, Naby Keita. There's other players that we could have put in like Juan Mata. There's other players like Andreas Pereira. But you know what I mean, there's other players that we could have put in. Fred has been having quite a good season so far for us this year. But I think Scott McTominay is he has the passion for the club, and you see it on the pitch. He never stops running. He's scary. He'd be a scary man to play against. If I was coming up against him, I would be absolutely petrified. And that's what I think this midfield needs a bit more on, that kind of just he's a physical prowess. Let's just say that as well. Like, the guy is absolutely just, he's gonna put on muscle as well. He's still young, so I'm looking forward to the future with this guy. But Scott McTominay, can't even speak. I love him that much. You're in the pitch. Now we're going to move up to the left wing, and the left wing is going to be one of the most informed players of the year this year. It pains me to say it. I'd probably put him at second best player in the league, just after Kevin De Bruyne, but it is going to be Sadio Mane. Now, Sadio Mane has been absolutely powering Liverpool through this year, when a certain other player that we're going to potentially get to in a minute hasn't really been on form. Sadio Mane has really stepped up to that mark of the key player for Liverpool. Kiki, do you love me? Yes, we do. Yes, we do. That's what Liverpool fans would say. But yes, so Sadio Mane is a really good player. He's been scoring the goals, but also he's not too greedy to a point that he's willing to work for a team, and that is something that is really unusual in an attacking player this day and age. Usually you want the stats and figures going up for yourself, the goals and stuff, but he really isn't that type of player. He just seems to have such a great attacking mind that he's in great positions to score these goals, and also, like I said, the guy is just pure oozing quality, and I wouldn't be surprised if a team like Barcelona came in for him at the end of the year. Now, on the other side, the right hand side of the pitch, we're going to go Mohamed Salah. This is the player that we were mentioning just beforehand. He has kind of dropped off this season, but the last 2 seasons, and potentially I think the season before that, he was the most informed player in the league, and we can't knock him for that. Like I said, plays for Liverpool, and that's something you can knock him for, but a great player that he is. Like I said, form, I'm not going off form, I'm going off overall quality for this team, and that's why David De Gea is in, and I'll be fair and say that's why Mohamed Salah is in. We could have put somebody like Anthony Martial into the team, even somebody like Greenwood, but like I said, I've not seen it enough from him, and to be honest, Mohamed Salah is an overall best quality player. So yeah, he takes the spot once again, very similar to Sadio Mane, like I just mentioned, a great attacking player, little bit greedier than Mane, as we have seen, potentially losing opportunities to score goals because of that greed, but he works for a team. They're a great overall unit. Like I say, Liverpool, they're all fighting for one another, they all have the same goal in mind, won the Champions League last year, as we have said, and also this year they look destined to win the Premier League, as much as it kills me. And the man that is leading the line for us, it's going to be the man, the myth, the legend, Marcus Rashford. Now, there are other players I could have put in this position, as I just mentioned. They could have put Martial, I could have put Greenwood, but for me, Marcus Rashford has just honestly exploded this year. More than anything, like I said, he has really kicked on this year. We've seen it in previous years, his quality, and we've just not managed to have him as the leading man. This year, more than anything, he's had the opportunities, the chance, the constant starting, basically the team depending on him, and he seems to have put it on his shoulders at such a young age and absolutely bloody loves it. He's scoring for fun and he looks incredible on the pitch. Now, at the moment, he looks like he's had a knock and he actually might miss the Liverpool game, which is a big shame, but nevertheless, a fantastic player, a player that is hitting those double figures with goals and potentially assists by the end of the season. But yeah, a really good player, somebody that I would love to see up the front line of this team. As much as I would hate to kind of do this in real life, these players playing together probably wouldn't gel too well, but we'll just have to see. Like I said, that is my team. Let me guys know, just let me know what your team is in the comment section below, what you would start with, what you think the strongest team is, what formation you've run with, and let's go from there. And if you have enjoyed, be sure to like the video, comment, subscribe, ding that little bell, and I'll see you again for the next one. Thank you very much. I've been Drakesy. See you in a bit.